The game begins and I'm leaning on Josh's power to leaning on win the game, but I hate the game of life because sex is impossible. Impossible. It got me waiting for the game over. This MMO RPG I don't wanna play no more. This is my final fantasy, and so I must face reality. In this game, you can be anything you want as long as you keep playing. But there will come a time when you can no longer play, and you must be yourself again. This is what I call reality. That day I first kissed Mama and Candace, then I jumped on my motorcycle. Excited like this ain't no brain teaser. I was doing tricks like Evel Knievel. People watching started taking pictures. I was doing triple forward backflips, bruh. I wasn't really trying to impress the dame. Back then we played 8-bit games. Back then, extreme games that cold like the winter games. I was never really in the game. Never. For example, when I try to play the game of sex, it always ends up Russian roulette. That's when the Price is Right losing horn played, and I started learning magic from card game D&D. Next is gambling, BizWiz. All of this was challenging. Then my cell phone rang, and it was my brother Luigi. He was like, yo nigga, you were supposed to meet me. Sorry, then bro. I jumped back on my motorcycle, met him, and we did the plumbing job. Then I jetted, cause I had something else to do, like get into a fight. So I stepped into this big Russian nigga when I got off my bike. Gave him a tiger uppercut and a nice roundhouse. Then the announcer was like, perfect. Florida's victory. Win Sanders done this throughout his history. Because DWIF simply. Nice on the microphone, nice on the keys. A beautiful man skilled in many arts. But now let's press the button, restart. Later that night, I was playing air hockey with my man Solid Snake, and this nigga's like, let's make a deal. We begin by playing chess, where he explains the art and game of love and war. All is fair, spin the wheel of fortune, play taboo. Don't do what Simon says. This revelation inspired me to walk outside naked, playing doctor with anyone willing. Playing with my lightsaber like Lego Star Wars. Another day, I was with my Parker brothers. I told them David Gilmour's my guitar hero. We was playing Scrabble, and they were babble like the Tower of Babel about that dude, Milton Bradley. And I was like, last week you and Mike said your fault was fan. What happened? I sat back as the brothers explained their problem, how Milton took all the gold rings like Sonic. Cause when I told the brothers that this ain't a game show or TurboGrafx or Nintendo, if you got a problem, I can solve it. I'll play a game that ends with a revolve. Get it? They gave me the Monopoly money, so with the quickness, I went to Milton's house who was watching the Olympics. Milton was boggled when he saw me, but in this game of operation, I made everything I passed like Atari. Then, after I shoot the nigga, I sit on the couch and play Candy Crusher on my cell phone. And somebody knocks on the door. It's his mistress. So I'm like, honey, what's good? 50 cents to play? 25 cents to continue? In this sport, like Michael Jordan, David Winsans is arguably the best of the best.
That the Constitution guarantees marriage equality. In doing so, they've reaffirmed that all Americans are entitled to the equal protection of the law. That all people should be treated equally, regardless of who they are or who they love.
I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it throughout this series. Racism, ethnic and color prejudice could have never gained a foothold in America unless the church had okayed or thanked it.
Those qualities that are expected of men. Disappointment is never based upon what you find, it's always based upon what you expected to find. There are 4 things that God expects from a man: maturity, decisiveness, consistency, and strength. There are 4 things that a woman expects from a man: maturity, decisiveness, consistency, and strength. There are 4 things that men struggle with in life: maturity, decisiveness, consistency, be.
And I think they're things that will really
That's
make a
true.
difference in your life. The first one
I think
we
you're
talked
getting
about
this.
was,
Are you getting this in the
I
balcony?
am in right standing with God. Say that. I am in right standing with God. The second one was, I will not bow down to fear. The third one was, I can do whatever I need to do in life. The last one was, I promptly obey God. Now what I want to talk to you about tonight, to start out with, is number 5, I don't make decisions based on my feelings. I don't make decisions based on my feelings. Can I tell you, if you're going to do what you feel like doing, you might as well stamp disaster across your life right now. You have to learn how to do what's right when it all feels wrong. And you have to do it over and over and over and over. Because doing what we feel like doing is what gets us in the messes we're in to start with.
As a changed mind. You can change your hair, your clothing, your address, your spouse, your church, your residence.
Gemetric,
But
life
if
is
you
the
don't change
twilight
your
zone,
mind,
and these are the
the
days of our
same
lives.
experience will
A
perpetuate
dynasty of
itself
mystery.
over and
It is
over
brave new
again.
world. Floppy
Because
disks were once
everything
advanced
outwardly
technology.
changed,
Now
but
they drop
nothing
spaceships to the
inwardly
moon like Star
changed.
Trek. Back then we wore bell bottoms and had afros. Now we paint our hair and wear pants under our butts, bewitched by false advertisements. Different strokes for different folks, they say. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. I clothe myself in royalty and unconditional love. Like many great classics, I lived in black and white, but was remade in HD, given the vibrant colors of life. Like Paul, God blinded me so that I can see. I praise him for this. To the listener, let this bonanza make you think of a better day. Not yesterday like the Beatles, but tomorrow. I am sweet like Sugar Ray, the greatest like Ali. My words hit hard like George Foreman, because there is no such thing as entertainment without subliminal education. Gemetric, me and Isabella, we in a 1974 Corvette Stingray, 8-track play, Miles Davis, Thelonious. Inside of my car is the latest. Design HAL 9000 PC. Me and her always have happy days, good times. We would hit it to her crib to watch TV. We first watched Harlem Nights, and then we watched Coming to America. And even though we've seen these movies 1,000 times before, it had us laughing in hysteria. She's the Golden Girls, and we honeymooners on some Bang Zoom. Next we begin to read Marvel Comics, Power Man and Black Panther, and this brought a smile to David Winsands. Next she pulls out the Lego blocks and the constructs. So we started building, acting like children, and all these hours we never even touched. But that's okay because we connect like Mork and Mindy. I love Lucy, but then we started our meditation because we wanted to give into the temptations. I wish it would rain. I Fraggle rocked there and healed the growing pains. When we came back to Earth, she called me the Masters of the Universe, and we watched Looney Tunes. It was about 4:30 in the afternoon, right? So I began to cook. And while cooking, I was like, on my next song, would you mind singing the hook? She was like, hell yeah, like Steve Austin. Cause you the $6 million man. All these other niggas is GoBots. But you the real transformer of lives on the road. I be turning base metals into gold. It's like that, and you don't stop. Mic check 1, 2, this is hip hop. We're moving on up to the east side. Her next door neighbors were the Jeffersons. We finally got a piece of the pie. And so they came over with their Laserdisc. And then we played the Atari 2600. But then my girl, she pause to watch the Vernon Shirley, which came on at 7:30. Then at 8 o'clock we all in the living room watching Bruno Sammartino, the champ, Tony Atlas. And after wrestling was over, we all held hands in a circle and we started chanting. Our voices harmonized like classical music. Then like Voltron, we all became one unit. Voltron, Ouroboros. It was wonderful. Our chakras were ignited and we became more powerful. I remember when I used to chase dark shadows, witches. I was enticed by the spells. Oh yeah. They were monsters on the inside, but on the outside, they were beautiful. Beauty hypnotizes men, it ain't hard to tell. But in many ways, I was saved by the bell. Now I'm back in the ring, like the icon Sting. But anyway, we always have fun with her neighbors come over playing board games or watching reruns, Sanford and Son. But then they had to go before we got to watch the Tracy Ullman show. I spent the night, and the next day was Saturday, so we watched Saturday morning cartoons. Then we jumped in her 1969 Mustang playing Duke Ellington while we just cruised. We were cruising like Smokey Robinson to Alexander's on 3rd Avenue. Clothing store. I next buy her a few dresses and 2 teddy bears. Garfield, Heathcliff. Then after shopping we leaving, heading back home to the magic carpet ride. We take each other's hands, then we close our eyes. Then the song is sang. Then after we finish we play some video games. And like I told you before, we rock a HAL 9000, not a Commodore 64. Then we began to play with a wide selection of toys from G.I. Joe to Cabbage Patch Dolls. Then I said, my love, before I leave, could you kiss me and sing for me, please? The Gemetapes were published in 1888. Faith be your fishing rod, not your magic stick. It can only get you what already exists. Casting is evidence. There's fish in the water, but many of us can't tell the difference between faith and foolishness. And now it's the time of harvest. What do we get? Do we catch the nets on the other side? Close your eyes with me and take a ride. Anyway, I was raised in the ways of the Jedi, but one day I was offered to join the dark side. Anger inside, the feelings I repressed could be on my enemies, used as a weapon. But the problem was, I started using it on my friends and my family. Darth Vader, I was killing those who work for me. Get it? Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have faith that you need to borrow, and only follow me when you know that it's Christ I follow. As a Jedi, I followed the master, did what I had to, bust with the plasma gun. Son, I had to fly, android robot by my side. My teachers recognized the force was strong in me, but inside I was longing for a woman to hold in my arms, and I also was hiding some other problems. See, I would ignore the truth and go greater, and using the force and my lightsaber. At that time I was a hero to some people, but inside I was 2 different people, Jekyll and Hyde. But back to the story, I was fighting off clones, then me and the boss went one-on-one. The dark side versus the force. I used my lightsaber and cut his head off. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have faith, you need to borrow. Only follow me if you know that it's Christ I follow. One day I was chilling in my room listening to Deborah Cox, nobody's supposed to be here, thinking about my father. Then a man comes in my room and he makes me an offer, which I accepted. I'll begin to slaughter the innocent just to get off, I had a woman at that time who wanted to be my wife, but my darkness inside blinded my sight. She ended up dying a slow death because of me. And it's sad because what we had could have been lovely. This is when I turned ugly. I put on the mask and became an assassin. I had everything I wanted, except joy, except peace, except freedom. Then in a moment of urgency, I realized how much the dark side has been hurting me. I turned to my master like Darth Vader, and then I died a few moments later. And when I died, I went to hell. And had I fried, and all I did was cry. See, I had skills and many wonderful things I had accomplished, but in this place it meant nothing until the King of Kings opened up the door and I walked through the life in the full armor of the Lord. I was free. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't belong until I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride.
Did you hear that?
If I have
This
faith
is
that
madness.
you need to
This
borrow,
time you have gone too
only
far.
follow me.
I see your
Okay, party people in the house. You're about to witness something you never witnessed before. Something old and something new. Rap music. When copying someone's art, take possession of it. While you're at it, take ownership and dominate your life. By first thoughts, words, then deeds. Or be a victim of your own mind. So listen close so y'all don't miss as we go a little something like this. Hit it. Lottie-dottie, we like to party. We don't cause trouble, we don't bother nobody. We're just some men that's on the mic. And when we rock upon the mic, we rock the mic, right? For all of y'all, keeping y'all in health. Just to see you smile and enjoy yourself. Cause it's cool when you cause a cozy conditioning that we create. Cause that's our mission, so listen close to what we say. Because this type of shit happens every day. I woke up around 10 o'clock in the morning. Gave myself a stretch up, I'm only yawning. Went to the bathroom to wash up. Had some soap on my face and my hand upon a cup. I said, mirror, mirror on the wall, mirror, mirror, who's the top choice of them all? There was a bubble double 5 minutes it lasted. The mirror said, you are, you conceited bastard. But that's true, that's why we never have no beef. So I tossed on NWA, fuck the police. Used coconut oil cause my skin gets pale. Then I got the file for my fingernail. True to the style on my behalf, I put the bubbles in the tub so I could take a bubble bath. Clean, dry with my body and hair. I threw on my brand new Hanes underwear. For all the women I might take home, I got the Johnson Baby Powder and the Axe cologne. Fresh, dressed like $1,000,000. Do on slacks, Jordans and a pink dress shirt. That's right, stepped out the house, stopped short. Oh no, I went back in, I forgot the oil. Then I dilly-dally, I ran through an alley. I bumped into my old girl Sally from the valley. This was a girl playing hard to get, so I said, what's wrong? Cause she looked upset. She said, it's all because of you. I'm feeling sad and blue. You went away, and now my life is filled with rainy days. And I love you so. You love me. How much you never know. Cause you took your love away from me. You won't front on me, bitch. Damn, now what was I to do? She was crying over me and feeling blue. I said, don't cry, dry your eye. Here comes your mom with those two little guys. Her mean mother steps and says to me, hi. Hit Sally in the face and decked her in the eye. Punched her in the belly and stepped on her feet. Slammed the child on the hard concrete. The bitch was strong, the kids was gone. Something was wrong, I said, what's going on? I tried to break it up, I said, stop it, leave her. She said, if I can't have you, she can't either. She grabbed me closely by my socks, so I broke the hell out like I had the chicken pox. But she gave chase, she caught up quick. She started crying on my shoes and grabbing my dick, saying, why don't you give me a play? Let me ride on your magic carpet all day. And if you give me that okay, I give you all my love today. David Wade said, can't you see? Somehow your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your jazzy ways. King David, my love is here to stay. And on she kept on. That bitch been around before my mother's born. I said, cheer up. I gave her a kiss. I said, you can't have me. I'm too young for you, bitch. She said, no, you're not. Then she starts crying. I said, I'm 19. She said, stop lying. I was lying. I said, I am. Go ask my mother, and with your wrinkled pussy, I can't be your lover. To the tick-tock, it don't stop. Until the tick-tock, it don't quit. Until the tick-tock, it don't stop. Until the tick-tock, it don't quit. Biatch! Effortless mastery is having no There is a type of human I would like to be built as. The type of human with self-control. As I've said before, if you want to see God or the devil, don't look in a building or in a book. Look at yourself. I left my boy's house after watching WrestleMania when 3 kids walked up to me. One had a banger, so I did what he said and I gave everything, but he still listened to his man who said blow my head off. He shot me 3 times, stole my ride and sped off. I stepped up my body, then my body turns cold. There's people around but none can see or hear me. I yelled at the cop, looking at my dead body. Am I in purgatory? Heaven to hell. I heard my mama cry, I remember very well. Describing how I like to be rebuilt, so I signed the contract and made the deal. People tell me that I fell for a scam, giving this company all that bread to experiment on my body. But I'm still dead, but then I hear my doctor's voice, and to me she said, if you wanna see God, look at me. If you wanna see the devil, look at me. Don't look at me like I'm insane. If you looked in the mirror, you'd see the same. At yourself. Often our mirror is distorted. Distorted mirrors make things look better or worse than they really are. Yourself. Now floating aimlessly through the astral planes, where I met Martha and her husband, James. They told me I've been playing a dangerous game, because when I get back, things won't be the same. But then in a flash, I'm back on Earth and living see. My brain is equipped with edited memories. Some are real, some are fake. I can't tell the difference, so to me it's all great. I don't question the Bible anymore. My faith is strong, so the job dedicated. I do not age. I can't ever get sick. I have self-control, so I don't need to want sex. I don't know if people know if I want to love those programs in me. On the store, the media player, and my brain is playing my favorite song. And if you know the words, then with me, sing along, baby. If you want to see God, look at me. If you wanna see the devil, look at me. Don't look at me like I'm insane. If you look in the mirror, you'd see the same. Just look in the mirror, see who you are, then who you want to be, then walk towards making adjustments. I'm standing outside protesting with others against chimeras, human and robots, and cyborgs. Man trying to be God, abomination, Nimrods, and today's Tower of Babel.